Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome, first of all, Professor Nadir Hashimi. I think it's the first time here in Malaysia.
No, third time.
Third time, in fact. Okay, it's already third time. Yeah. Professor Nadir Hashimi is here. He is here in part of a visit which will include quite a number of lectures, forum discussions, and also closed reading sessions. And in fact, that is the purpose for our session today, which we are going to understand and try to discuss about some of the important topics circles around the concerns of Muslim societies, mainly issues, problems, and how can we perhaps look into some kind of solutions that we can try to explore to make things better, at least for the near future. So I would like to welcome everyone here as well, of course, friends of IRF and those online as well, to join in our discussion today. So what is it that we are going to discuss today that makes us coming together in a Friday evening, which most times maybe we have like other things to do? Certainly is an important thing that we want to discuss. So in this session, the topic of the discussion today is what went wrong with Muslim societies. Very general topic, but we know there's a lot of issues that we can discuss and explore further, with a lot more focus on post-colonialism and the rise of modern apologetics. Okay, so when we talk about the topic on what went wrong with Muslim societies, we can always reflect and look back, not so far away, just within our close communities. It could be families, circles of friends, issues on the media, even more in the social media. Seems to me, at least, there are usually a lot more things which is more problematic than which is actually showing good development and progress within the communities. Muslim societies overall, if we talk about economically, intellectually, or even a lot of other aspects, politics of society as well, we are not really among the top. There's a lot of things that it's easy for us to say that we cannot be proud of within the Muslim societies today in different parts of the world. If you talk about issues on democracy, on economic progress, on the situations of our scholars, universities, there's so many things that we can touch further. And even more recently, I'm sure we are all aware of the recent issues related to the situation in the Middle East. Wars are still happening as if it never ended. And of course, the more recent case is about the situation in Palestine and Israel. So we can talk about all these kind of issues and all these kind of problems maybe never endingly. No, we can keep on continuing. But why is it we are having this problem? What went wrong with the Muslim society? Part of it could be related to our history itself. We don't need to go too far, historically speaking. Of course, we know most part of Muslim countries, we were under colonialism, and the colonialism, in fact, is still affecting the situation of our society, and it's still causing a long-lasting impact. And perhaps that could be one of the reasons which is also affecting the way we are developing and progressing. So I think this would be more or less the main idea of discussion on how can we proceed and how can we understand the whole situation about Muslim societies at the current time. So this discussion as well will be also based on a book, a very interesting book by Khaled Abou El Fadl. Actually, I haven't read fully the book, Reasoning with God, the Sharia of the Modern Age. But I've read Professor Khaled Abou El Fadl's book before, Speaking in the Name of God. That was like, I think like 5 or 6 years ago, which I read. Or it is actually being translated in Bahasa Malaysia under the title Bercakap Atas Nama Tuhan. Very catchy word, very catchy title of the book, and very striking as well. Some of the ideas which they talk about, which I can recall, also reflects to how religion is being interpreted by the scholars, mainly which relate to literal interpretation, and now it's also being related to the discourse of Salafism and Wahhabism, which is part of how we understand Islam and how it is actually being practiced. So without further delay, I think I would pass to our speaker, Nadir Hashimi. Just a brief background. He is raised in Canada, in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, and he's a professor in the University of Denver. But when it comes to his research, it's not only in the University of Denver, he's also been involved in several research projects, including at Harvard and at the UCLA. And he's also the author of the book on Islam, secularism, and liberal democracy. So this also relates on how Islam suits the whole situation. And we have translated it, and IRF has translated the book, which is a very important topic in Malaysia as well. So I think I would like to pass the session to Professor Nadir Hashimi to continue with the discussion. And then, of course, we would like to invite our friends here to give questions and make sure all the discussion will be good and lively. To Prof. Nadir Hashimi,
Thank you very much.